Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. As always, give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And, of course, the Daily Juice being brought to you by BetMGM. Use the promo code JUICE, get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Oh, Lord, that was a bloodbath. No other way to put it except I got my ass kicked. I got my ass kicked. TCU got their ass kicked. It was just a bloodbath. Did I watch to the end of the game, hoping that Jared Wiley got that anytime touchdown? Yes, I did. He was second in the team in catches with 2. So I do have that to hang my hat on. Man, that was just a bloodbath from start to finish. After that first 3 and out, the hairs on the back of my head stood up and go, this is just... It's just not right. I'm a sucker for a big dog. I'm a sucker for a Cinderella story. That's the part they leave out in Cinderella's story, where the evil stepsisters just destroy Cinderella, cover mercy rule Cinderella. They leave that out of the fairy tale. But TCU overall, you got to be happy with the season. But what a horrible way to end. Congrats to Stetson Bennett, back-to-back national champions. Can't blame him for never wanting to graduate. He is the Van Wilder of college football. They put out a list of quarterbacks he's older than. It's crazy. I mean, he's older than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's already holding out for his next contract, and Stetson Bennett's still in college. Max Duggan, of course, fell off his ladder. I don't even know where to go from here. Maybe just worth pointing out that ladders can be dangerous. 164,000 emergency room treated injuries and 300 deaths in the U.S. that are all related to ladders. So when taking down those holiday decorations, be careful with your ladder. That's probably more productive than walking through what a bloodbath that was in horrible picks. But hey, the good thing is, we got more units. We have another day to bet. And if that isn't a reason to get up and get out, well, not get out, stay in your house and watch games and bet on. But you know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Got 2 NBA games and a college basketball game. Nice little Tuesday hoop slate. Here we go. Thunder at Heat. I'm taking the Thunder plus 4.5 over at BetMGM. Any opportunity I can to fade the Heat at home. They are 6-13-1 ATS. He can't score at home. It's weird. They're the only people who can't score in Miami. 30th in the league in points. And the Heat are really banged up. Looks like Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo are both listed as questionable. So, again, if you can get this 4.5, it feels like they're trending towards out. Again, I'm going to be on it regardless because I like the play here. Thunder as the dog. But I wouldn't be shocked if this number continues to trickle down, especially if one of these guys ends up getting ruled out. Heat are one of those teams that they're guilty of playing down to their competition. On the other side, Thunder, SGA has been playing really well. He's got 3 30-point games in a row. Last time they played the Heat, he put up 27. OKC have trouble winning outright, but this 4.5 number to me is like the perfect number where they can hang around. Maybe they even have a lead late into the fourth quarter. Heat decide to turn it on and get the win, but not the cover. Thunder are just consistently underrated as a team. 24-16 ATS, second in the NBA as far as covering spread. So a lot of reasons to be on the Thunder here. Plus 4.5 at the Heat. And the price courtesy of BetMGM. Next up in the association, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Utah Jazz. Jazz are a 4-point home dog over on FanDuel. Cavs have been cold on the road. They are 3-10-1 ATS. And they haven't been good on the road in Utah ATS either. 3-10-1 coincidentally. ATS last 14 in Utah. Obviously some of that dates back to different teams, but it does lead itself to a pretty tough situational spot. Again, a lot of times when people are playing the Jazz, it's the second, third game in a road trip, and then you're going up to elevation. I feel like the public in general doesn't factor that enough into the handicapping. I'm an elevation guy, and everyone knows about Mile High. Meanwhile, Utah and where the Jazz play almost just as high elevation, and no one has a catchy name for it. So they kind of forget to work that into their handicapping. And it would explain why Utah is so good as a home dog. They are 6-1 ATS. 6-1. Again, we see this story all the time. Someone comes in as a big road favorite. Jazz hang with them, maybe get the outright win. I'm going to play it safe here and just take the +4 with the points. It's just an easy spot to overlook. Again, for Cleveland, they're actually on the third game of their road trip. Again, I mentioned the elevation about 9 times. Utah on the other side, though, they've been shooting the ball really well. So you're giving me a home dog with a team that's been shooting the ball really well. They're 8th in the league in effective field goal percentage, and they're in the top 5 last 30 games as far as effective field goal percentage. So that to me is a great formula for a cover, maybe an outright win, but give me the Jazz +4 as a home dog over on FanDuel. Last but not least, we are headed over to Wisconsin. Drink Wisconsinably. I completely messed that up, but it's Wisconsin and responsibly. They use that as their catchphrase. Great drinking state, just great state in general. Michigan State on the road. They're a 1.5-point road favorite. I'm taking the home dog here again with the Badgers. This should be a really good game. I mean, honestly, that's partly why I decided to break it down. Was doing the numbers, clicking over to the old KenPom. Again, if you haven't signed up for KenPom, this is not an ad. They just do, they do a ton of great stuff as far as efficiency, numbers, any sort of number-based stuff you want to do in college basketball. KenPom has got you covered. And looking at the numbers, there's a lot of stuff that kind of leans me towards the Badgers and then the home dog aspect as well. So as far as Badger basketball, they play super clean, 7th in the nation in turnover percentage. Now, normally I would look to take a team like Michigan State because of the free throw advantage, but on the other side, Wisconsin doesn't foul a ton. So Michigan State's not getting to the line. The fact that they shoot, 5-6% better from the line is not really going to help them. I do expect this to be a good game. And this is one of my favorite March Madness betting commandments is to take a guy like Tom Izzo on the second game in the tournament because of how good he is on the quick turnaround. But I am fading him here. I think. Again, I love a good home dog, especially in Big Ten basketball. The most efficient unit on the court is the Badgers offense. They're 22nd in the country in efficiency. So you give me a team that plays good defense. You give me a team that plays really clean offense. Again, they're not going to turn the ball over a bunch. They're not going to give Michigan State easy second looks. I think they can hang with them physicality-wise, rebounding-wise. Again, it should be a classic Big Ten matchup. Why not take the home dog, especially considering the Badgers have a pretty solid team here. So I think the wrong team is favored here. So give me Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Badgers catching 1.5 points over on BetMGM. And rest of the slate, of course, we got the Utah Jazz +4. Get that over on FanDuel. Get the Oklahoma City Thunder +4.5 over on BetMGM. They're on the heading into Miami, square off against the Heat. Friendly reminder about ladders. Sorry, I couldn't. I was so mad about Max Duggan at TCU. I go, you know what? Me just ranting and raving, it's not going to be positive. I have to remind people about ladder safety. If you're, what am I, 39 years old, you'll probably find yourself, if you're like me, a 39-year-old guy, you're probably the guy in charge in your household of hanging out the Christmas lights, the decorations. If anyone in the household is going on the roof, it's you. Be careful on that roof. Roof injuries are no joke. And TCU was a joke. Man, that was – and not to get into a conversation about how to fix college football, but if you expand the college football playoff, I forget who had this tweet, but if you expand the college football playoff, then stuff like this probably doesn't happen, right? Because TCU may get that nice win in the first round, but then if they really can't hang with one of these top-tier teams, you need a few rounds to weed out any sort of crazy Cinderella story. Or if they are a Cinderella that truly can hang, then I think you're going to get a better final matchup. Either way, expand the college football playoff. Like, what are we doing? It seems like they're getting it to at least 12 games. To me, 16 is like, it's easy money. It's a great start. So hopefully we get there, and hopefully you head over to BetMGM and use that promo code JUICE. Get the $1,000 risk-free bet. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other podcast, Sports Gambling Podcast. We actually just had the voice of the Colorado Buffaloes on talking about Coach Prime and everything that's happening in the Colorado football program. So if you're a big college football guy, a lot of fun nuggets in there. And as always, you guys know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.